Hello, everybody. Just trying to swallow my last bite of dinner as we go live. Hello, welcome. Welcome to another Monday mini medicine card readings. Woohoo! I am a little bit, well, I guess I always say that. I'm a little tired, but I'm a little more tired tonight. I was really busy today, so I had a good day down at Crescent Moon Gifts in Tacoma. I did a lot of readings today, so but I saved the best for last. I always look forward, no matter how tired I am. Yeah, and so thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of my Monday night as we ease our way into the week. I am just lighting some sage. Let's light some sweetgrass too. Yeah, that's the ticket. Oh, shoot. Okay. Technically, I don't. Are we still live? We're still live! Yay! Hello, everybody. I have my alarm set to remind me Monday nights that I have this coming up, and I forgot to turn off. Hey, Nevalia! I forgot to turn off the alarm, and it just went off, so I had to go into the other screen, and I wasn't sure how that would affect the Facebook Live, but it appears everything is copacetic. Thank you for joining me. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable. Get yourself something tasty to eat or snack on or whatever. Yes, please. Ooh, did lots of readings today, so I've been really learning the need to smudge and clear after reading, after doing my shamanic work. And I'm gonna smudge the cards as I continue to ramble. Give people a chance to realize that we are live. To come in. Thank you, love.
You're welcome.
Smudge, smudge, smudge. We love to smudge. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Smudging our cards. All right. Cards are smudged. I am smudged. I am an old curse smudgeon. And we are ready to go. So come on in. If you haven't been here before, my name is Patrick and I am your friendly neighborhood shaman. And we are going to do medicine card readings. And if you are not familiar, this is the medicine card deck. Each card has a different animal on it. And so our animal spirit guides, each animal has a different energy, a different message, a different gift. And so what we do is, my part, I pull 3 cards, and your job is to choose a number between 1 and 3. Or you can choose a couple numbers, or all 3 numbers for that matter. And then I do the reading for each card individually, and then whichever card corresponds to the number you chose, that is your guidance for the week. That is the animal spirit guide who has volunteered to walk with you this week, to lend you their strength, their confidence, their courage, their gift, whatever their unique talents and qualities are. And if I am not too wordy, if we have time at the end, I also will do a guided shamanic journey to allow you to go to a magic meadow and meet the animal yourself and get the message directly from their mouth, because your experience is so much more valuable than anything that I say. And my job as a shaman is to empower others. And the best way to empower others is through experience. So we will, if time allowing, we will do a guided shamanic journey at the end. So, and if you're listening for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you invite your friends and share this. If there's anyone that you think might benefit, feel free to tag them in the comments, etc. And for those who have been watching and listening for over the 2 years that I've been doing this, since the beginning of the pandemic, thank you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. You make this worthwhile. This is a highlight of my week. And without you, I wouldn't be doing this, so thank you. All right. So choose your numbers. All right. Here we go. Huh. Nice. So I've got 3 cards on the table. And here we go. Number 1. If 1 is the card you chose, you got the frog. Froggy went a courtin', he did right, Frog is about purification, about cleansing. Frog is Frog is kind of the patron saint of empaths. Frog sits in the water and he doesn't actually drink water. It soaks through his skin. He gets his water through osmosis. And so everything that is part of the pond is part of Frog. And because of that, Frog needs pure water. You know, if you're an empath, soaking up all the energy around you, I mean, you're okay for a little bit, but that's like I was talking about smudging in between clients, smudging in between readings, etc. You need energetic hygiene. Some way like to regularly cleanse your energy, come back to center, and most importantly, you need a space all your own, whether it's a room, whether it's an office, a home, someplace that you can go and be in your energy and your energy alone. frog, there's a saying that it's not so much where you find frog, you'll find water, but that where you find water, you'll find frog. Meaning, if frog doesn't have pure, if one pond is toxic, frog isn't just going to sit there in the pond, damn, I wish it was clearer, dang, I'm getting a stomach ache, I wish I could do something about it. Frog does something about it. If the water in one pond is not clean enough, he will hop until he finds another pond. And so theoretically, I'm not suggesting this, but theoretically, where you find frog, you find water. Where you find frogs, the water is going to be clearer, cleaner than some water feature that does not have frog. So it's about, on another level, it's about cutting cords, it's about letting go of all the things that don't feed you. Everything in your life should be a reflection of you, should be supportive of you, should be how do I put it? It's like my teacher, I've learned from Sandra Ingerman. She's been my main teacher, and she is crazy about Post-it notes. She puts Post-it notes everywhere, car, bathroom. It's like all these reminders, and I do the same thing. I have a dry erase marker in my bathroom, so I can write things on my bathroom mirror so I see them at least twice a day. But it's like putting up pictures, having figurines. That's the purpose of like having an altar, you know. Let me show you where I sit here. This is one of my altars. It's a reminder of who I am as a cartoonist. Before I was a shaman, before I ever knew what the heck shamanism was, the only thing I ever wanted to do was be a cartoonist. And so this is an altar. I sit here when I'm doing these videos and such, and this is what I see to remind me of my purpose to be a cartoonist. And I have more in front of me, and there's Totoro and Woodstock, and it's important to surround yourself with reminders of who you are. Whether it's affirmations, whether it's words, whether it's images, altars, because our human minds tend to forget who we are. We get challenged by the world. There's conflicts and traumas and all kinds of different things that pull us away from our true selves. And so it's important to surround ourselves with things that remind us, things that can hold space for us. No matter what I'm feeling, that altar is right there. I can look at it at any moment, and everything on there reflects that innocent child within me, the simplistic, the part of me that believes in magic, the creative part that can't wait to draw the next picture or whatever. So Frog is about having a place like that where it's just you. Because as an empath, you know, you need a baseline. You need to know what it feels like to be in your energy without the influence of anyone else's. So that when you do go into the world, especially if you become a healer or a reader or whatever, you have to be able to notice, okay, that's a different feeling. That's not mine. so that you can distinguish between what's your energy and what's someone else's. You know, and as a healer, as a reader, you have to be able to read and feel other people's energy, but it's counterproductive to mistake their energy for yours, to own their energy, or to feel responsible for changing their energy. You're there to feel it, to read it, and to let it go, so that it gives you the place, your starting place. So if that's your card, number 1 is Frog. Make sure to give yourself space away from the world. You can't serve the world if your cup is empty, right? You need a place to refill, to recharge. And just like when you go to the doctor, sometimes they'll do a test, and it's not necessarily that you're sick or ill, it's that they need the baseline, like an EKG or whatever, like with your heart. They'll get a reading so that they have a baseline to compare future readings. So if there is something going on, they can take an EKG and they can compare it to what your baseline is when you're fine, when you're well, so that they know what to address to bring it back to normal. Does that make sense? So find that place of purity, find that place that everything around you nurtures you, feeds you, reflects, and reminds you of that divine spark within you. Okay? All right, number 2. If 2 is your number, I've got the Ant. Ant is about patience. We don't have a lot of patience in our world. I was just talking about Sandra Ingerman. She just posted a new podcast, and she was talking about how it used to be someone would message you or send you a note or call you, leave a message, and there was kind of this understood 24-hour grace period to answer someone back. And nowadays, someone sends you an email, and then 10 minutes later, they're sending another email like, why haven't you answered me yet? It's like this total need for an immediate response, and Ant is a reminder that all things unfold in perfect harmony and divine timing. You are always in the right place at the right time. You can't be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Wherever you are is perfect. And whatever is unfolding in front of you is perfect. It's in the perfect timing. Everything is divine. Everything is energy. You can't step outside of that divinity. And so everything is divine. Everything has purpose. Every moment. My guides a while back told me, it's like, pay attention. In every moment, try to find the divine presence. Because there is no more or less divine presence in one moment than there is in another moment. It's all divine. So have patience the way things unfold. We try to take these giant leaps and we want the end results right away. But the only way, the whole journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. We have to step. Rome wasn't built in a day. It reminded me one time, I was like out of curiosity, I just kind of did this experiment with myself. And I'm like, so like when you get hungry, it's like you just automatically go for food. Oh, I'm hungry, I gotta fix it. And you go for food. And it's like, I was like, what does hunger actually feel like? So for a couple of days, I wouldn't just automatically reach for food. I would like, what does it actually feel like? And I would sit with the hunger, knowing I wasn't I wasn't in danger of starving to death, but because I knew that, and I was like, okay, what does it feel like? What does hunger feel like? Oh, wow. That's what it feels like. And, you know, through patience, by not grabbing something right away, taking my time, the result was that the food tasted even better. You know, time is the secret ingredient. And so rather than getting triggered and reaching for the solution or the fix or whatever it is, be here now. You know, hunger is kind of a transitional feeling. It's meant to get us to seek food, you know, and the same with different emotions, you know, like anger, or, you know, anger is a transitional emotion. Anger is there to kind of light the fire under us to reach for a better situation or whatever. And it's when you sit with the emotions, acknowledge them in themselves rather than just the trigger to something else, it becomes so much more potent, so much more powerful. And then you can use that, like anger, rather than allowing it to burn you up, you can use it consciously as the rocket fuel to propel you forward to a better situation, kind of like frogs seeking out the pond of cleaner water. So, and what I'm hearing my guide say right now is, ultimately, there is no, we're such in a hurry to get to the destination. We're such in a hurry to get to the goal. And ultimately, there is no destination. You are never, like, when you pass, when you die, there are going to be things left undone. You are never going to achieve everything that you want to in this life. So every place, every moment is full. Every moment is right. Every moment is, you are whole. You know, and there was a prof in college. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in Fine Arts, and one of my art profs, I hated his classes so much, and he was kind of a jerk, and he just rubbed me the wrong way. It was had a very intellectual approach to art, which is supposed to be, right, emotion, heart, and it's like kind of, anyway. But one thing that he did say that has stuck with me since that time, and it was said in approach to art, in approach to drawing or painting. It's like, approach your art so that you can stop at any moment and your piece will be complete. Think about that. And in my mind, I heard the old thing about live your life as a, you know, every day as if it were your last. But that always felt like this desperation, like I've got to get everything in now. I have to make sure that but that, like, live your life so that it can stop at any moment and your life will be complete. every moment is complete in itself. You know, it's like when you write a book or you know, something like that. Bringing another element in, when about 12-ish years ago, I went on a vision quest, and that's when I met White Buffalo Calf Woman. She came to me as one of my main spirit guides, and what she told me was that my path is meant to be shared. And at first I took that as, oh crap, I'm supposed to write a book. What do I have to write about, right? And fortunately, it's still kind of in the early-ish years of the internet and blogs and all that. And I'm like, oh wait, I can share my path through a blog. It'll be more immediate. People can comment and get it right away. And over time, writing one blog post, writing another blog post, writing another blog post, pretty soon, that's like a book being written in slow motion. One page at a time, one more page. And by the time a year, 2 years, or whatever go by, you have volumes of content, volumes of information. That's how Rome was built. Even the internet was built like step by step by step. Each person adding a little bit more and a little bit more to what was already there. And here's the thing. This is you with your little piece of the puzzle. One little ant with one little piece of leaf in their mandibles. But there are millions or billions of other ants with the same purpose, going in the same direction, each carrying their own piece of the puzzle. So by each one carrying their own personal responsibility, what's in front of them, the entire anthill gets fed and nurtured. You don't have to carry the world on your own shoulders. The fact is, if this is your card, you are stronger than most people. You probably tend to be a helper. You're probably the first one to help someone when they're in trouble. You know, you're the one that tends to do the heavy lifting for others because you are stronger than others. But just because you're stronger doesn't mean you're meant to carry other people's stuff. You know, like they say, any able-bodied person should not be carried to the top of the mountain. There's carrying someone who can get there on their own is wasted energy. The best thing to do is to help them on, help them get there on their own power, right? So don't carry others, because when it comes time to actually help, if you're already carrying, if your hands are already full, you've got nothing left to offer. So just because you're stronger doesn't mean you're meant to pick up the slack of other people. Carry just that leaf, just your part of the puzzle, and by doing that, everyone is taken care of. It's kind of like the Taoist saying of, without doing anything, everything gets done. If you just pay attention to your own path, your own life, doing what feeds you, you feed everyone around you. So, pretty complex medicine for such a tiny little simple bug. It feels like there was something else I wanted to say as well. It'll come back if it's meant to. So that's ant. All right. Number 3. If 3 is your card, horse is the volunteer to come and carry you through your week. Horse is about power. Horse is about freedom. Horse is about expansion. Horse, in a way, was the original internet, right? It's like horse is the one who allowed us to open trade routes, to open communication, to go from being small isolated villages to bigger and bigger communities. And so Horus is kind of like Hermes, the god Hermes, who is the god of commerce and communication, which is why when Mercury goes retrograde, it's all the electronic, communicative, transportational kind of things that go haywire. So Horus is about that expansion. Horus is about power. It's about finding your own personal power. And, Horus has, how do I put it? So you know how our hearts emit an electric field around us. I think they measured it at like 3 feet or something like that. It actually goes further, but that's as far as their instruments would go, I guess. I've heard that. Why does it only go that far? Well, that's all the farther that our instruments are calibrated to. Anyway, but so we've got our hearts give off this electrical field around us. And so when we're with others, that's how we affect each other. That's how you raise the frequency in the room, because your energy touches the energy of others near you, and their energy touches, and it's so on and so on and so on. But my point is, Horus is so much bigger than us. Their hearts are bigger and more powerful than ours. And so the electrical field around Horus's heart is at least twice as big as ours. That's why equine therapy works so well, because horses are powerful, and yet it's a gentle power. Horse with that electric field, when you get into that field, your own energy starts to sync up with it. That's why being around horses can be so calming, because they're calm. They're not power hungry and like trying to, there's no power struggle. They know who they are. They have a sense of their own power, so they don't need to prove it. They can stand in their power and emit that sense of calmness and strength, rather than having to always be active and one-upmanship, that kind of thing. They're complete in themselves. Where did I just hear that? They're complete in themselves. And so when you're in their energy, your energy entrains to that calmness, to that sense of power. And so this is about finding your own sense of power. And it's kind of like, I've been saying this a lot lately, but it's kind of like how you learn karate. When you learn karate, you tend to not need to use it, because by learning it, you build confidence and self-awareness, and so you change your energy. You give off different energy. You carry yourself stronger and more confidently, and so you don't fall prey. You're not seen as prey to other people that might normally pick on you or see you as a victim. It's the same with Horus. When you're in your power, when you know your power, there's no need to justify it. You don't have to prove yourself, because there's nothing in question. You're complete. And what other people think doesn't matter at all. And so you can be your complete self. And at the same time, that power, there's a longing for expansion. There's a longing for adventure, to find out what lies across the other horizon, right? If horses don't run, they get sick. that power within you has to go somewhere. It has to be expressed in some way. And that is the source of a lot of illness and disease in our world, right? Because we are all powerful divine beings, but when we don't realize our power, the power is still there. It's got to go somewhere. And so it manifests itself in illnesses, or like in my case, I went through 10 years of extreme anxiety and panic attacks. And it was in hindsight realizing I was being called, like my power was showing up, but I was so afraid of it that it had no place to go. So it became this frenetic energy all around me. And I didn't know what was right or wrong or up or down. And so the power, it was actually my own power that was binding me because I wasn't accepting it. I wasn't aware of it. So when you are coming into your own power, it is necessary to express that power, to express your spirit. However, whatever that looks like, whatever your talents, whatever your passions, do that. Because when you connect with spirit and you have that energy coming on, like horse running is like, it's like they're like the wind. How many comparisons between horses running and flying are there? It's what they were built to do. It's part of their purpose. And you came here with a purpose to express that spirit. And when you start to express that spirit, spirit carries you. It's effortless. It will take you way beyond the next horizon to the following one, and continuing to expand and explore and adventure as you discover new things and new ways to express yourself and new connections with new people and new situations or whatever. If this is your card, it's time to expand beyond the comfort zones. But know that you don't have to do it on your own. That spirit is supporting you, carrying you, just like you would ride a horse. Ride spirit to where you're headed. Okay? So, those are the three cards. Again, number 1 was frog. Number 2 was ant. Number 3 was horse. So, awesome. And we have time to do the meditation. Let me wet my whistle for a moment. All right. Oh, I have a new drum. Let's use my new drum for tonight. I was gifted this drum actually because it's got a slash in it. And so they couldn't sell it. I'm like, sure, I'll be the drum doctor. So anyway, it still sounds good. You can kind of hear a little buzzing or whatever, but I'm going to see what I can do. Either put some jingly bits or got some deer toes, something like that to kind of add to the drum. Anyway, so what we are going to do, sorry again, I'm tired. I have a tendency to go off on tangents and such. But so now that you have your card, you know what animal has volunteered to move with you through your coming week, to lend you their strength, their qualities. I'm going to lead you in a short shamanic journey. Shamanic journey / guided meditation, whatever you want to call it. And the purpose is so that you can meet this animal, or whichever animal shows up. It might be one that's not even in the cards. I've had people do this and all of a sudden something totally out of the blue comes and visits them instead. Whatever happens is perfect. In fact, it's those surprises when you get what you didn't expect that validates the experience so much more. So we're going to do a meditation journey. I'm going to just drum softly in the background, and we're going to lead you to be able to talk to whichever animal came to visit you this week. Because whatever the animal says to you in person from their own mouths, etc., has so much more validity than anything I just said. Because we each relate to the animals differently. We each have different connections, different relationships. And so what applies to one person and their connection with a certain animal may be totally different. And so trust your heart, trust whatever the animal tells you. If it conflicts with something I said, trust what you hear. Okay? So here we go. I'm just gonna So when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Relax. Take a deep breath in and hold it for a moment. And let it go. Continuing to relax. Feeling whatever surface you're sitting or laying upon, holding your weight, supporting you. Relax into that support, knowing you are safe. Take another deep breath in and hold it for a moment. Let it go. Now bring your awareness to your third eye in the middle of your forehead. And just as if it were one of your other two, open it up and look out into your imagination. And find yourself at the tree line of a very beautiful, magical meadow with the trees to your back. You can feel the shade, the coolness of the trees behind you, the bird song coming from the branches, and ahead of you, you see the beautiful sunlit meadow. You can see the waves of the breeze through the long grasses. You can hear the insects, watching the dragonflies and the butterflies zip and flutter around, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, feeling the cool breeze against your cheek. And in the middle of the meadow, you spot a giant flat rock that is just begging for you to sit on it. So make your way step by step through the meadow, feeling the grass brush against your legs, against your fingertips. As you near the rock, you notice the gurgling of a creek on the other side of the rock, flowing right past. When you get to this rock, go ahead and crawl up on it, sit comfortably, feeling the sun-warmed stone beneath you, and the sunlight warming the top of your head, and the breeze cooling you to just the exact right comfortable temperature. as you sit here on this stone, recall whatever animal showed up in the readings this week, or any other animal appropriate that has a message for you. Recall them in, waiting with expectant curiosity, knowing something will happen, but being curious as to how it will appear. They might come from the trees, from the grass, from the creek. We call in your animal companion here and now. And when they arrive, greet them, thank them for coming. Anything appropriate to welcome them, scratch them behind the ear, pet them, let them crawl up your finger, thank them for being here. And now I'm going to be quiet for a minute or two as you ask this animal, what is the message you have for me? What are you coming to help me with this week? How are we to work together? So ask again with expectant curiosity, awaiting whatever answer comes. So it comes time to say goodbye for now. Say farewell to your animal. Thank them for coming to you in this form. Let them return to where they came from, knowing that they are only leaving you in this form, that they are still with you always. And on the off chance that nothing happened, know that there is no getting this wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. For whatever reason, the animal may not have chosen to connect with you in this form. They are still with you. They are still connected. Just pay attention to your dreams at night, to your dreams during the day. Listen to the conversations around you, to pictures or articles that might pop up, and they will greet you. So it comes time to return to our own three-dimensional world. So become aware again of your physical being. Become aware of whatever surface you are sitting and lying upon, holding your weight. Become aware of the temperature in the room around you. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, tap on your legs or your shoulders to come back fully into your physical body. And then slowly at your own pace, when you are ready, feel free to open your eyes, coming back fully present, fully aware. Oh. How was that? I always feel like I miss out when I do this on video because I don't get I'm not patient. I don't get the immediate feedback of what happened to people. So if you had anything interesting or noteworthy that you want to report, feel free to comment afterwards in the comments under this video. If you have questions, feel free to ask questions there. And let me know what happened. People have, it seems like such a simple meditation, but I have had people have some of the most profound experiences. And it's just personally connecting with one of your spirit guides is a whole experience, a whole level itself. So let me know. And that is our time for tonight. Thank you again for joining me. If you are interested, I encourage you to seek me out for a personal reading. My job, again, is to empower you to support the community that supports me. And so visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. You can see what services besides readings I offer, including soul retrieval, fairy doctoring, different things. I'm also an ordained minister and do ceremonies, etc. All kinds of good stuff. So check out my website. You can connect with me through my website, and you can also set up an appointment right there through my website. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you're local, we can do it in person. I'm in Renton, Washington. My office is in downtown Renton. And if you're not local, we can do it over Zoom. Distance doesn't matter. We are all connected. There is no separation. What else? I should really make myself, talking about the Post-it notes, I should really make a note to myself so I don't forget things. But feel free and please share this video. If you know anyone that you think would benefit, feel free to tag them in the comments. Come back and watch me next week. Invite your friends. The more, the merrier. And also, if you weren't aware, I do another video Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock Pacific time, where I do the sacred pipe ceremony. I hold space and do the sacred pipe ceremony to give people the opportunity to send their prayers, to connect with spirit in the middle of the week, to take the world off their shoulders and breathe for a moment when they can open up and surrender and receive whatever messages spirit might have for them. So join me Wednesday night for that if that interests you. If you've never been to a pipe ceremony or experienced a pipe ceremony, I highly recommend it. It is the most sacred space that I personally know of. So join me in that. Otherwise, I believe that is it. If you enjoyed this and feel so moved, I gratefully accept donations. My PayPal link, you can find that in the description under this video. whatever you feel you want to give. I am so grateful. I love my job. I love my work. And it's just so validated when others reflect that by valuing my work. So I thank you for that. Anything else? I guess that is it for the moment. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you for your presence. Your presence here, even if you're watching this a week, a month, a year down the line, your energy is still an integral component of this video, and I appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much. All right. I think that's it. So we're going to call it a night. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope to see you next week, if not Wednesday. And so until I next see you, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week. Go shining, everybody. All right. Bye.